like you guys mentioned, it's good against Doom, it's good against Snap, a lot of really reliable spells, good spells to steal, but yeah, I don't know. I all the reasons we said already.
I mean, could it be a mid Rubik?
10
That's why.
seconds.
It's not 9.
Yeah. If it was Tundra, I'd be like, yo, we got some flex potential on this Rubik.
Yeah, the question is who they're gonna target now in the gaming. They gonna ban TA 2000 heroes or they're gonna ban Amar heroes? I mean noob heroes, sorry. Yeah.
I mean, this is precisely why you want to carry, because if you don't pick the carry, the next ban phase 3 carries are gonna get banned because they want to protect the Doom pick. And then you're gonna run into problems. Oh, do we actually pick a subpar carry, or do we have to wait longer to see the to see more heroes?
What did I tell you last game, Winter? It's not about TA 2000. He's just there to enable Amar,
Yeah,
which
but
almost happened last
Dude,
game also.
he still has to be able to play the lane.
No, he
if he
doesn't.
can't play the lane,
No,
you can't win 4v5.
Yet again, Winter in his laning phase. What did I tell you, Rezo? It's
Yeah,
always with the
so
laning
violent.
phase.
But he was enabling Amar with his perfect chronospheres
Yeah.
that led like on the edge.
I
so
know.
Broodmother can come and
Yeah,
hit the hero.
Yeah,
Hit
you look like the artist that's like framing his perfect specimen, you know, the body that he's drawing, and you're just like, this Cronus.
Ooh, this Chronos.
Oh.
Nobody sees that.
I know, but I'm trying to make them understand what I see.
Crowd, imagine us gesturing a perfect sphere with our
Oh
hands.
yes, those curves.
Yeah. Crowd needs to wait until they see your Takis expression, Brian.
I'll do that at the end of this panel. Actually, no, end of the next Techies game. So hopefully there's a Techies in here and I can imitate him for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might be. It's actually Omar's most picked hero this
There you
entire
go.
tournament.
I mean,
Okay.
now that you say that, I remember watching a lot of their DPC games where I got really impressed by Oman.
Yes, it is a signature of his. It's just, again, 8th pick though.
It's not gonna like win you the game though, no matter
Yeah.
what.
I
Even
feel
if
like
it's
they're not gonna like be banning Rubik, you know, for the next phase. Like it's just not gonna be banned.
I mean, the only reason why I would see them picking the Rubik here is they feel like they don't know what to pick yet, so they want to see more heroes.
Yeah,
But
so
you're
let's
gonna
say
see a 5 now? Is that what you're gonna see? Like,
Yeah,
is
yeah,
that gonna determine your carry or mid here?
I'm not saying I'm advocating it, but I'm trying to explain what
Winter.
are they doing.
That's a terrible idea.
Sure.
a terrible idea is better than no idea, Brian.
Okay.
Give me yours.
I don't have one.
So wait, let's say hypothetically that Quest did pick a carry. What would they have gotten that you're like, oh, okay, this is a satisfying 8th pick?
Terrorblade, TA.
No,
Yeah,
that doesn't
basically
count.
what
No,
I'm-
don't give me that.
Think of the third one.
God damn it.
What else could they have possibly
Faceless.
picked? in
Yeah, I mean, unless you're
theory?
East Coast, you last pick some PA,
Perhaps
you know.
a-
Keep talking.
What else?
Naga
I'm
Siren.
thinking maybe Naga Siren, maybe. It's just not quite coming
It's
to
not
me
quite
yet.
even
Give me a
Maybe
second.
Brave King?
Sometime in the next
Brave
minute and a
King?
half.
Is he killer type
Just
of
yeah,
player?
you keep giving me Tundra suggestions.
I don't think Wraith King. I think Wraith King's like so weak that he's only at 24th. It has to be the absolute last pick,
Mhm.
and against Doom. But I mean, another carry that they
Shut
could
up,
pick-
Brian. Meanwhile, second phase bans request. It's the Bat Rider, the Ember, and the Undying. Which again, Pugna is shockingly not that relevant to neither of these teams.
Oh, or no, that's not
No,
fair.
you would
Yeah.
not have 8th pick. Fuck, don't give me that.
Now they.
I like
Alright,
this
never
pick
mind.
a lot.
Yeah, it's a good one.
This is because not only is it that it's good against Timbersaw, even if Timbersaw's in the mid lane, even though we're 99% sure it'll be Timbersaw off lane. But also Bloodseeker's a really great pick to pick on first as a carry here, because it's just hard to deal with in lane, and it would have done pretty well against Doom Snap. You're pointing at something.
Rezo, what's the hero?
Pugna Storm, let's go. Yeah, I meant Shadow Demon Juggernaut.
Nailed it!
That's what I wanted to say.
You were pointing because I thought you saw what was on his screen.
No, I just misread this.
Oh, I saw the Shadow Demon and the Juggernaut. He was hovering over them.
No.
Oh.
I mean, Storm Pugna would have been good too here, no?
Yeah.
So why Shadow Demon Juggernaut? I guess the Shadow Demon is good against the Bloodseeker, and the Juggernaut is good for the lane.
Jug's also very good against Bloodseeker and Doom. Theoretically, the healing ward tops everybody off against the Thirst. It also makes it so if you don't Doom the Jug, that the person who gets doomed can reset the fight. In theory, it's nice. The lane, I'm a little bit
Isn't it
sussed out
weird,
for.
Shadow Demon Jug in the lane?
I'm saying it's a little bit sus of a lane. Like usually Jug has like Lich, CM, something like that.
Yeah. Their
Well,
lanes are not as strong as the previous game.
Doom's just gonna free farm, right? Like he's under almost zero threat.
I think
Yeah,
so.
and if you're laning with the snap, every time he spins on you, you just cookie out. So you
Yeah,
won't
I
even
think
die.
so.
I would love if they just go something that gives this Bloodseeker kill threat bottom. Like, that's all I want. It could even be like a Clockwork.
I feel like Silencer is an amazing pick for them too, but I don't know if they played or While You're Dead hero at all.
Whoa, they reveal their
I
mid.
not expect them to.
Why did they?
Right?
Like, why would you reveal your third
They
core
probably
here?
feel like there's not many mid heroes left. Ember is banned. Puck, actually only 2 or 3 are banned. Ember, Puck, and Lash.
Okay, and they also kind of like have a know thy enemy situation.
Didn't you watch Dream League? They did it so many times where they last pick Tofu's hero, or one of the support heroes.
Sorry, I was busy doing other things.
You were being my co-host, Brian.
Captain is just taking that responsibility. He's like, guys, I got you. Just give me last pick. I'm
Give me
gonna,
last pick.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think you're
Amar the
take his
F
impression.
them, you know what I'm saying?
The friendly?
Yeah.
I'm gonna friend them.
Not as friendly.
Put them in the friend zone.
Dire's turn to
Alright, Techies gets banned out, and Gaimin need to protect this Queen of Pain that they decided to reveal surprisingly early.
Better ban a DK. You know, I remember how badly he lost against a DK.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they thought the previous game was just too easy, and they wanted to just make some of the edge for the Quest Esports to, you know, counter pick them. At least on the
Make
mid
us
lane.
go back to the hotel 1 a.m. You know.
Yeah, make this a little bit more interesting.
I didn't want to go back before midnight. So that's good. Same page. I mean, I think the Queen of Pain, like, they don't have any answers to it right now. You're not a hero that dies to Omni Slash, no reliable lockdown other than the Rubik Lift. So it has to be addressed in the mid lane. They already banned out the Puck in the previous set, so they already have, like, a third ban to protect it.
Yeah. Gaming has like 2 amazing picks that I see is the Silencer and Disruptor. They're gonna enable their lineup a lot.
Yeah, I feel like Quest has not, in my opinion, really been addressing what picks would be good for game, and like I don't think Techies particularly looks great here. I mean, Techies
No,
is solid.
I think they just heard that you could make an expression of Techies.
Yeah, they didn't want to see me shake my butt.
They're like,
Yeah.
no way we're gonna allow that.
That's fair. Even like Mirana, I wouldn't have liked that much.
They're gonna
No.
pick. They're gonna pick Lion.
These
I think.
picks are so.
Mirana
or
is
these
lame.
bans are so weird,
No,
champion.
they're gonna pick Lion. I think last.
They're choking. Draft wise.
Yeah.
Not play wise. Play wise, they're amazing.
Yes.
Draft wise, not so hot.
Yeah. Like why Mirana? They have literally 0 stuns on Gaimin.
Yeah, not a single setup.
Why are they?
The arrow.
They also seem very intent that the Snapfire will be a 5, because they're banning out, like, Doom laners, or people
Yeah.
who join Doom in the lane.
That's true.
Dude, it just like depends on Gaming Gladiator. They're so like very well thought of that.
Yeah. You called the DK from a mile away.
I didn't. You did.
I know that was Winter. Then I didn't say it.
seconds.
Who did it? We're
Winter,
giving
take-
somebody credit here. It
Winter,
wasn't
take
me.
credit. It was
Winter,
you.
it was you.
Second.
It was you.
Yeah.
Good DK suggestion there,
DK
Winter.
suggestion.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Good DK suggestion. All right, this is the pick that's going to make it all come together. It's an absolutely absurd draft. So
Primal Beast.
Against Quab.
It's not good, but he doesn't play anything else. So Primal Beast.
Void Spirit back
Yeah,
from the
throw
grave.
this into the Bloodseeker. Good luck. Luck with that.
He just buys a blade mill.
Yep.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Or Tiny. That kind of makes sense, but I mean, it kind of struggles against Quap as well.
Is it?
Love me some Arabic percussive beats.
Yeah. Is it Silence or Disruptor or something?
Oh, it's Lion.
Any other suggestions?
Lion.
Second.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if they pick a support that Tiny doesn't want to go on, like Enchantress. Like, I think,
Oh,
it's banned
Enchantress
first
is
round.
banned.
Frick.
Hey, if Enchantress is not banned, sure.
I was looking at the recent bans. I mean, I think like the most annoying thing for Tiny is to have a support he can't go on, because then
Yeah.
they just
Undying
stand
is
in front
also
of you.
banned.
So they kind of got rid of all those.
Maybe Clockwork.
Clockwork. I still like Clock.
I like
Clockwork's
Clockwork.
reasonable.
It's good for snap setup.
Okay.
Very last pick.
Guess who remembered about this hero?
That last pick sucks.
That's
Yeah,
amazing last pick actually, because
I agree.
It counters the Juggernaut with the Creepify. It's good against Timber, and it allows Queen to be even more tankier and never die in this game at all.
He does get bursted by the Tiny, though. And that was one thing you guys said. may be
If
a
the
concern.
ward is on the ground, he makes it more difficult for other. It still does the spell damage reduction, right?
Nether ward?
Yeah, Nether ward.
I think it does, but less.
It's like
way
15 or
less.
20% or something.
Yeah, than before.
I mean, they do have the Shadow Demon Purge to counter the Decrepify, so if Quest is there, they can reliably focus a target. They've got a decent amount of spell damage to go through it, too.
They
I don't
do have a purge. Terrible last pick.
I mean, I just said It sucked.
Very bad.
I was just making a
You
fun.
should have just picked
Silencer,
Disruptor or
Disruptor.
Silencer.
I mean, Gladiators is one bad last pick, but Quest has 2 bad picks in the second phase. So I go with Gaimin Gladiators just based on simple math.
Well, you
Yeah.
said they just needed a few more percentage points. I'm putting them at like 85-15 this game.
15%.
Yeah,
That's all they need.
I'm tripling Quest odds this game.
Damn.
That's all they need.
That means it's gonna be like a 20-minute GG in Quest's favor.
Yeah, based on last game, 3 times as good. That sounds about right.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be quick tool, to be honest.
The way that they picked the Shadow Demon and Jug, they must know something. It's not a combo that we've seen revealed. Maybe disseminate Max in lane
With the spin.
with the spin.
Wow. With the blood grenade.
Quick, Brian asking how much MMR he has. Quick.
Good Neil, how much more do you have?
No. It's not pointy. A bad idea is better than no idea. How many times do I need to reiterate this?
This is the lesson of today's panel. I hope everyone at home takes this hard.
All right,
Learn something new
Russell,
today.
you said it was a hard 2-0 winter. Brian gave me 15%. How much percent are you giving me?
I'll be generous. 20.
Would you have given 20 if Brian didn't give 15?
If I said 12, what would you say?
Yes, still 20.
Okay.
I'm a fair person, man. Yeah.
Very fair. Well, let's do the judging in the gameplay. It's time for game number 2 with Cap and Gunner.
Man, the panel is not giving Quest a whole lot of chances here in this game too, but it was a little bit better than their chances in
Triple,
game 1, I
yeah,
guess.
okay.
Triple, yeah, that's true. Gunner, are you in general agreement here? Another draft
It's
loss for
definitely
Quest?
a slight loss, but I think there's a little more advantage outside of Quest than the panel's making out. I think Sheridan is one of the better supports with Bloodseeker. He relies a lot on the Blood Rage to kind of do damage in these fights, and when you can just remove it for 7 seconds every fight. Well, if he does get an Ags, it breaks the thirst so the Bloodseeker can't move. So I like that response. And as well, to correct BSJ, the Netherward does not reduce spell damage anymore. So,
Yeah.
not in the game anymore. But the
That's
axe
the thing.
does. If you do drain people for a really long time, you can. I've seen people buy it versus Timbersaw. It is
I
kind
mean-
of one of those counters, but
You guys did it.
we did
Again,
do it.
Not a timber saw, but a pudge. Yeah.
Very similar concept, and it is a forward pudge now, so you will get farmed. I don't know if they'll actually go in that route, but I wouldn't be surprised. It's really good versus Timbersaw specifically. And in terms of the whole draft, there's a Queen of Pain where he's had really good success. I like his build a lot, which will probably end up going this game where he doesn't really go the Ags. He goes for like a second item sheep. He'll go Kaya Sanjin into sheep, and he plays to just be really tanky, stun the heroes, and kind of more of a right-click centered build, I would say.
Welcome, one and all.
Got early bounty runes here. Looks like we're gonna have a 2-2 split. No first blood or anything. I mean, to give Quest a little bit more credit as well, some of it might just be the player-hero combinations. I mean, we've got Amar, who's going to be playing his favorite Timbersaw. Noob, this isn't one of his most played heroes, but it is his most successful over his career. He has a 75% win rate on Tiny. 44 games played. So that is an impressive win rate for him on this hero. We'll see whether or not he's able to deal with the Quinn Quap, though, because that is going to be a matchup that can be difficult, at least at the start, right?
Yeah, the lane's kind of hard. Tiny doesn't really have armor. It's one of the better heroes to say. The issue with this hero in this meta right now is so many heroes are tanky that you can't actually kill people in combos anymore like you used to.
Right.
Back in the day, Crystal Mains were running around with 700 health, 30 minutes in the game.
Mm-hmm.
They would just disappear. They would have brown boots in a stick, but people just got Bracer. There's universal heroes now who just have crazy amounts of HP. Even Queen of Pain just has a strength talent of 10, so we'll see if he's actually able to utilize this probably blink timing that he's going to go for.
You know, Gunner, I will say, as a support player, and a support player who has died to you in pubs many times, I am a little offended by the relish at which you talked about being a Tiny killing a 700 HP Crystal Maiden.
It's
Just want you
one of the better feelings in the game to just kill heroes with the combo.
Yeah, sure. Just don't let them fight back. Literally nothing they could do about it. Yeah, very fun, Gunner.
I'll never forget a game where I played Axe 10 years ago, back when his Ags was like 700 HP on the Culling Blade.
Okay.
And I one-shot a Crystal Main from full health with my ult. One of the best moments in my Dota hobby gameplay.
Wait, did you do that recently against the Axe versus Dusa matchups at all?
I did not.
Oh, you missed out to relive greatness. Duraccio gets a lot of damage on both Amar and Umar. And not enough to get a kill, but certainly enough to be feeling good about the lane progression.
Yeah, so I'm surprised honestly that they got this Bloodseeker pickup. I think it's the best carry in the game versus Timbersaw. Your Rupture is really good versus him. You also chew through his health at some point with the Shard, just with so much damage that you output. A lot of magic damage as well, which is you think is a little surprising, but you go Maelstrom, you go to Ags.
Fighting under the blood right. First blood is going to be Celery's. And again, Dyrachyo has no problem living through the counter aggression from Amar.
And yeah, even in the lane, right, you have this sustain through Thirst. So
Yeah.
you're not able to be kicked out as easily as Timber. And even just being able to Rupture at 6 and bring maybe the Queen of Pain just TPs in onto a Rupture Timber, it just gives you all these like random play potentials on the hero that aren't really unlocked by a lot of other heroes.
And you do have like, just kind of like little things that work nicely with the Sonic Wave. There's a little bit of push there, but I'd also say Kisses and the Pugna, they both kind of like targets that are stationary. So you've got a hero just sitting there, they're going to be able to pump damage into it.
Yeah, I think the Gaimin Gladiators draft kind of feels a little more cohesive than Quest, I would say, in this game. There's some combinations, but it falls a lot on whether this Tiny will have a lot of impact, I'd say. The Timber and the Jug are going to be these heroes that they sit there, they exist, they tank up, and they do a lot of damage, but the supports aren't really protected by them because Gaimin Gladiators are just so fast. They're going to pay with flanking, they have this Pugna Wall that'll stop them, and so it's a question of whether the Jug will go down.
Not quite enough. Ace will be able to run him down thanks to the Scorched Earth, but they trade off of support for support and also requiring all of Ace's mana usage as he was throwing out the Harpy Lightning constantly. So a little bit lucky there for Gaimin Gladiators that they found that creep, but not enough to be able to convincingly win the lane.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to last game where it seems like Ace just plays his HP pool really, really well, where there's a lot of times where he's low, but not a lot of times that he actually dies. And there is a Lotus that they used, I think, in the fight, which probably helped them kind of take that fight to a more even standpoint. TP mid from KO, are you going to secure a water room?
No. He's going to need that because he's going to need, I mean, bouncing off of your earlier point about how heroes, they're just getting crazy tanky right now with some changes. So that just means all the more important for you as a Tiny to win your lane and get that faster Blink Dagger, because that is still the build that we're looking at, right? There's nothing really changed about that?
Yeah, I've seen some experimenting with just going Echo Saber first.
Okay.
And you kind of play to be more of like existing and doing more damage early in the fight, especially also people going Treads more often than Phase Boots.
Yeah.
So kind of this move to being more damage. Even sometimes people have gone for like a max tree toss second. Just to be able to farm more, just exist on the map.
Sure.
Never if you go Blink first. If you go Blink, you gotta max these dudes. But we'll see. I honestly would just expect him to just go Blink because of how his draft is gonna work. They really need this here to go in and start fights. The supports can't do it, the cores can't do it. So
And that was his build in the matchup against Evil Geniuses, which was the only time that they have played Tiny at this vet.
I think one of the difference between the teams they played versus is EG is a very aggressive team, so as Tiny kind of can match the pressure and like keep going, keep fighting. They'll keep these 3v3, 4v4s with the Tiny. Where Gaimin Gladiators, they can play like that, but they also can just play the map. At some point, you just start falling behind. They farm out just like last game, right? The Naga just farmed the entire map. This game, it's not as extensive, I would say, the ability to like out farm Quest. It's a little more even from both sides.
Yeah.
But they do have the Doom, one of their best heroes, I would say, on Ace.
Yeah, and I normally think of Bloodseeker as a pretty aggressive carry. Dyrachyo, who's probably, I feel like he's one of the best Bloodseekers right now. He's one of the people who's really consistently made this hero look good. They do play it sometimes a little bit slower, and it seems to pay off. But this hero isn't nearly early game dependent as it used to be.
Yeah, I've even seen him sometimes go Treads just so he can farm the jungle faster than early game. Try to stop the pressure a bit.
Good pick off here from Tofu and Celery. An early link up by them in order to try to secure the power runes. But yeah, he has no blink. He's going to be hit with that 5th stack of poison. Gary instantly executes that.
He stole the Arcane Rune from Quinn, just able to get all the stacks with this Arcane Rune Shadow Poison. Level 3 Shadow Demon, really, honestly, really strong. You'd be surprised how many times people get caught off by this poison damage.
Yeah, that Shadow Poison stacks up pretty quickly if you can get it up to 4 or 5 stacks, which he is doing here against Ace. He's going to have to use the Scorched Earth, the extra movement speed to get out of here.
So he's lucky. It doesn't cost mana. He's got this Arcane Rune. Maybe he finds Ace? Ace will be fine. Yeah, that kill on Quinn is really big, because now Noob is feeling like he has the advantage. He's got gonna hit level 7, so he has the choice of either to rotate to the side lanes or just keep farming up. And Quinn now gonna start falling a little behind.
At some point in time, going for the enemy wisdom rune is going to be synonymous with death. More and more teams are just like double body
right now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
The only time that it's not is when they're going for yours, and then it just ends up being even, where both teams just take the others.
Yeah.
And even the cores have been more. I don't know what the way to say it, but like they just show up more. Like you saw Amar last game, he just stole the banner or the XP rune at minute 7, and so the cores actually care. They like talk about it. They don't want their subs to be low. It feels worse for cores than subs when they're both level 5.
Tofu getting picked off here, trying to de-ward, but that ward gets denied. Nice little play there from Quest. Little things, they add up. And a power room coming in too.
The one thing that's honestly concerning for me is Quinn chose to go for the lane winning build. He went 3 points and dagger.
Yep.
So when you lose the lane with this build, it can start to feel really awkward when you get fights gone. So if they don't win these 3v3s late, like it looks like they're not.
Yeah, Quinn, it's going to be close to death, but not quite enough. He is able to bounce away, start bottling up. That dagger slowing down. Sonic Wave still not nearly enough. Noob's going to be surviving with a pretty healthy amount of HP. I guess, you know, like, maybe that is also a downside of Queen of Pain. Right? She's another, like, kind of burst-dependent hero. I know the Ags build gives you a little bit more longevity in teamfight, but she is ultimately still kind of the same, right? She wants to be able to burst down supports and stuff.
Yeah, that's probably why people have been trying to aim towards going these, like, either you go the Ags and you go this pure, you know, the longer the fight goes, you'll just scale with damage, or they go more of, like, a utility with the Hex.
Right.
And to try to prevent this point in the game where I've clicked all my buttons, guys. I hope it was good enough.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, a Timbersaw is such a good hero, right? He never stops clicking buttons unless he's ruptured.
Yeah, and he's going to be run down underneath his tower here, and Noob's TP rotation is not going to net them anything in return. Gaimin Gladiators just a little bit too fast for that.
So it does look like Noob is actually going to go for the Echo Saber. So kind of deciding that he doesn't think either he needs the blink in the early game or that he needs to be able to scale because of how the game is going. So he is going to still max his 2 nukes to try to be as strong early game as possible and do as much damage, but not going to go for this blink. I'm a fan of this game. I think that if he blinks into like some Pugna ward and some Quap dagger, that he can get stuck there and die.
Sure. Quinn challenging Noob almost immediately because he has 2 supports nearby. But again, the timing proves to be just too tanky for them.
Almost 2,000 health. It's not even 10 minutes in the game. It does force out the 2 TPs from the quest supports, so that's 200 gold that you just got from them. And it's now just a big question of how does Quest kind of move their heroes, and it's going to be Q 2051 date.
Braccio TPing away, realizes he sees Omar coming in, so he cancels that TP, runs the other direction, gets away from the spin. Can he get out of this one, though? Cutting through the trees, TA 2000. Omar, yeah, the Chakram, they got him. They corral him in here now. They're in very deep, and they have the Rupture plus the Doom on Amar. Boy, that's a lot of hate. Even the other heroes immediately start targeting Amar.
We got him.
They got him. Jesus.
That's number 2 of the game.
And they will manage to get another one. That's going to be Omar. Cookie snapping him down from that telekinesis. And Tofu help there on the other side to give both kills to Quinn. So something to know for Gaimin Gladiators, really trying to bump up this Queen of Pain off of a lane that, as you said, went for the lane winning build, didn't actually win the lane hard enough, so maybe needs that extra help.
Yeah, the big thing about this is you really need these kills because you can't farm troops as fast. So I think getting these 2 kills really kind of fixed the situation his game was in. And he even TP's top, so now he's going to collect these waves because the ace did have to rotate out of there. So he's kind of getting this space to come back into the game. It's not like his game is over. He's okay, but not the position that he'd want to be at this point. And Noob still farming up. Gonna get this Echo Saber, and I don't know how Quest is really gonna try to maneuver in this early game. It seems like bot is really heavily defended by Gaimin Gladiators. They now have Snapple if they try to make a move there again. So Quest might try to slow the game down slightly, get the Echo, get the Battle Fury on Jug, kind of farm up a little more gold because seems like their laning advantage is starting to dwindle.
And they do have 2 like side lane heroes that I would say are pretty annoying to try and gank. the Juggernaut and the Timbersaw. So Gaimin Gladiators, if the game does slow down, naturally they're going to try and make some sort of move, and they may not have enough firepower. In this situation, though, the support, Giori, going to be blinked on. He'll get off some spells before he dies, so Quinn is going to die for this one. The Omni Slash, as the Juggernaut comes back into lane, TA2000 gets active, now gets tossed onto Celery. The branch will slow him down, and is that going to be enough? He doesn't quite get it, but the Avalanche will clean him up in the end from Noob.
A little too aggressive. I think Gaimin really wanted to make a move there, try to force a kill, but nice turnaround, nice disruption as well to stop the Snapfire ult from just killing him from full.
That's the kind of like slower reactive plays that Quest needs to be able to take control of this game, right?
Yeah, they're also feeling good because when you leave Amar in the bot lane, he's able to push the lane out and farm Ancients. Whereas Pop, it's either the Bloodseeker and the Quap go there, and they kind of just have to play together to farm the Ancients, and it's just slightly more efficient for Quest to set up the map that they are right now. Even just Rubik's able to push out mid, and just it's starting to be, I would say, like a slight map advantage for Quest. It's nothing crazy, but these map advantages, when there's no tier 1s taken, are very small. It's mostly about who can farm the Ancients, who can farm the jungle faster. But once one tower falls, that's when a team starts getting a bigger advantage in the game.
And that static advantage is now going to grow a lot because you have the Battle Fury done, right?
Yeah.
With the Juggernaut, so even he's going to start clearing through some of these creeps more and more efficiently. Ace with his Hand of Midas is left a little squishy here to the full rotation of Quest. They make a big move, and it catches Gaimin Gladiators off guard. Now without their Doom, a lot of these heroes are here, perhaps feeling, what are they going to do now? They turn around, fighting Amar, but at the same time, Quinn almost dies to Noob as he jumps in with his combination. Still chasing after Tofu, but finally they're going to give it up. Either way, they chase Gaimin Gladiators far enough back, they'll likely take the tower.
And so Noob did end up going back for the Blink Dagger. So he bought the Ogre Edge to delay his Blink by 1,000, and then he bought it anyway. And it's been working out. They're getting these kills. They're even going to get a kill from Bloodseeker maybe.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get off the Rupture. Sonic Wave both going to be used. Noob shrugging off that damage pretty easily. The tankiness of this Tiny is something very difficult for Gaimin Gladiators to deal with right now. Fortunately, a lot of heals can be thrown the way of Quinn.
Nice Sonic Wave. It made it so it's really hard for him to toss back. Bloodseeker, he's probably just dead under the tower. So, open a friend out, gets him out, and still, it's just even when you live, it's always the game feels really weird when you start getting jumped over and over, and it's always like, and you die. They jump you like, they're limp out of there. It's not even just like a, oh, we got a turn kill on something. It's just, oh, we didn't die this time, guys. Good job.
Yeah, how much longer can you keep that going? Eventually, you're going to get picked off.
Yeah, and the Juggernaut is starting to just accelerate. He's going to Sonya Yasha, which works on the crit. Like, the crit lifesteal at 20. That's the really big timing on this hero, I'd say. So the goal right now for Quest is pretty much just, even right now, you're saying, guys, Jug gets level 20. Everything's okay from now on.
It's crazy how important the Juggernaut's game is around a level 20 talent.
Just a crazy talent, especially that it just lifesteals before reductions. And no matter how much armor, no matter how much damage you deal, you'll always lifesteal 50% of the damage. The big red crit number, just half of that. Simple math, right? You can do that.
I can. North America's taught me enough to do.
Just checking it. Just checking it. And, you know, half of that big red number, you just do.
Toss back Omni Slash onto Ace. Another pickoff on this Doom, who is supposed to be one of the advantages for Gaimin Gladiators. If the game does slow down, this Hand of Midas Doom is going to be taken up in net worth. Well, not at this rate. Not the rate that Ace is getting picked off by Quest over and over again.
And the other thing is that's not going to Gaimin Gladiators' way is Quinn, right? He's just not having the farm that he needs. He's really far down on the net worth. He gets his build back. It's not like his build is safe now, but how does he move on from this? He's so low net worth, and it just feels so awkward as Queen of Pain to just be like, guys, I need to farm. Because you want to fight, but you don't feel strong enough to fight, and you'll just never really hit this timing unless Quest overextends.
Century spotting Omar. Good pick off for them to set up for this tower push. They'll get the tier 1 as a result, which does push Duraccio closer to his BKB.
Yeah, it is still scary though, I would say, because of the Shadow Demon. You have this BKB timing that you want to feel really strong, but he just purges you. You don't get Blood Rage. You don't really move during your BKB. And Bloodseeker, I would say he's known for only being able to win fights during his BKB more often than not.
Right.
And so if his BKB goes down, he randomly gets tiny comboed, or he gets like Timbersaw just uses every spell in him. It can be really hard for them to win these fights.
And that progression is super important when, you know, like, his later Aghanim Scepter is going to help out a lot. Lotus Orb will help protect Amar as he kind of charges forward. Noob is able to get the toss back onto Celery, and they quickly take him out with a Whirling Death. And they put damage back onto Noob, but it is kind of slow and pathetic. They're going to chase after him some more. Rupture, look at how much they're using, but that Juggernaut Ward is going to heal him up just fine. Noob is good.
Wouldn't felt so confident because of the shield room, but just you can't deal with Tiny. 2,500 health, has a healing ward that's just healing him for what, 5% of his health per second. It's looking pretty hard.
125 HP a second. That's pretty tough to beat when you can only do a 300 damage nuke, you know, every
7 seconds.
Cool, yeah, there you go. See, I don't have a PC. I could have looked so cool if I had it. 9-9, 2,000 net worth lead for Quest.
Quest, I would say right now, all they got to do is just Noob, just be like, hey Noob, where do you want to go? Just the support's just going to follow this guy around. He's like, guys, 18-minute rune, let's get the 18-minute rune. And look, Queen of Pain appears, nukes him just for fun. Don't really have to do anything much, but just farm the map. Your other two cores are just going to be silently hitting creeps for the next 5 minutes or so.
I mean, the way this is looking, it seems inevitable that we're going to get to a Juggernaut late game, which my traditional co-caster, Avery, would say that's a big GG right there. He loves Juggernaut late game. You feel the same?
I also love the Juggernaut late game. It's a large GG, I would say. Ace going to go down in the top lane. It's a free pick. It's just so hard to stop. And they might even just go into Roche. Dire side.
Sure,
The
why not?
2000 TP top. Got nothing better to do. It's a creep.
This is looking like an outdraft the other way. I feel like Gaimin Gladiators can't do anything.
It can feel that way when you don't really have the damage to cut through the Juggernaut, I would say. And I thought the Bloodseeker would have a large amount of impact in this early game. I think that he's been at 3 kills. He hasn't really died, but he hasn't really been able to connect, whether it's his fault or not. But I would say the shard timing is probably the really big timing, but it just sucks that now he's going to get shard and the other team will have Aegis.
Yeah.
So you can't even feel like, oh guys, let's go fight them, because and they have 6 lives, you have 5, and you have to make a sacrifice at some point.
Yeah, and the matchup is always going to be hard late game against the Juggernaut too, right? Because you want to be able to stick onto this hero. He just Omni Slashes you, so your Ags is kind of useless. Your constant hits with your shard doesn't feel good.
Even like just all the in late game fights, you know, heroes just lose a little health, move a little faster. They lose a healing ward.
Yeah.
This whole team's just full health until they, until it expires, till they die.
Right.
So it's not even that he'll get movement speed in the fights. So hard game. A really nice Juggernaut pick, actually. It was really cool that they 16-17 it, I thought, with the Shadow Demon.
Yeah, and fitting that you mentioned it as TA 2000's like one of his better heroes at this point.
Yeah, I think this is probably, I would put this as his best. He's looked really good, really hard to beat, and he also, people always talk about his farming patterns. You know, it's very a broad statement, like, this guy farms so fast, guys.
Okay.
And I think it's mostly a combination of how he connects to the fights, and he connects bot, they take this tier 1 bot. He gets kills top, tells people to come top, gets these kills, and it just enables him to actually farm more than he would normally.
It sounds like to me he's probably a big shot caller in that regard.
Yeah, it would seem so. It would probably, I would expect him to be. Again, I don't really know the comms on this team, but he plays really fast and aggressive, and a lot of the carry players that just generally you want your strong heroes to talk.
Yeah.
It's hard to be a support and be like, guys, let's go kill Roshan. I won't do damage, but you guys will.
You'll
So,
do it for us.
Like, let's go, guys, and your core just want to hit creeps. So
Yeah.
I would say that he's just he plays very aggressively. So yeah, it's probably a lot of him just wanting to keep the aggression up, keep going, feeling strong.
And they keep that aggression off of getting Aegis to taking it tier 2. Now they're going to take a Tormentor. They're taking a lot away from Gaimin Gladiators.
This is the net worth advantage agents. You know, you got the first one, it's mostly just to farm, and farm they will.
It's going to be even worse as Raju gets caught on the other side. Instantly has to use his BKB. He is zooming right now. There must be some low health heroes on the map, and sure enough, Kiori is very, very low because he was burning to death.
He got a ditch. So the Tormentor, he had 20% health.
Oh,
So he was just thirsted the whole time, but he was like, guys, let's stay for the Wisdom Rune, guys. Please, the Wisdom Rune. It's at 21 minutes it spawns.
Oh,
Think about
no.
your 7 multiplication. And they wanted to get a Bloodseeker kill. So they did not get the Bloodseeker kill. They did not get the Wisdom Rune, and he died.
it feels bad.
It
But they got a BKB
They
truck.
did get a BKB, so not all is lost. They get another tier 2 tower, so
And
be a lot
they'll still get the Bloodseeker kill. Noob gets the toss up. They're gonna
Oh,
be
no.
Okay, that was not the disruption you wanted.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Man,
it's okay. Amar's getting a kill mid.
Yeah?
It could be worse. Up.
No, he's not. He lied to us.
He's doomed.
He is now. And Quinn is going to try and get this kill. The Avalanche covering it up a little bit.
Nice.
Oh, he stole Doom. Oh, that's going to be dangerous. Instantly puts it onto Quinn. As soon as he blinks forward, toss him into Noob for even further danger. He's going to need some help off of this one. TA2000 going straight for the back line at the same time with the Omni/spin, killing off Celery. The heals. It's not going to be enough. That Doom just lasting far too long, and now turns that Nether Blast right back around onto Tofu, and he's gonna finish him off in style. Look at Duraccio zooming around here, but all he can do is run away from Quest.
on the hunt for radiant forces.
You know, a series of events occurred before the fight. Like, Quest is, I think they're just too far ahead for any of these mistakes to matter. So they just full heal up. They have a Juggernaut healing ward.
Fantastic steal from
Really nice toss as well, just to get the Timbersaw or the Timbersaw out.
yeah.
Middle tower has fallen.
Nice Doom stolen.
And then TA2000 in the midst of all the backline heroes, just like that. Gaimin Gladiators, all of them down below 50% health. Most of them get cleaned up. Now they're 8,000 net worth behind their opponents in Quest Esport.
Yeah, and Quest still has the Aegis for a minute, and they're probably going to choose to keep farming. And again, now it's kind of up to, I would say that all they have to do is just not make too many mistakes. Gaming are also at the point where they're saying Quest has to make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, we have to do this, guys. We have to, you know, play the map right. We have to fight Roshan. It's let's keep playing the best we can until Quest messes up. If that's our opening, I don't think they really have much they can do from their own choices as of now.
Wait for the big screw up. Okay. Well, that's what we're going to be hanging on to.
It's happened before. You'd be surprised. It is a very hard game.
Yeah.
No matter how good you are at the game, you will make a mistake at some point.
Okay, so if you're Gaimin Gladiators, what do you think that screw up's going to be?
It's gonna be something with like Jug is a little too far out with no TP, gets ruptured, and just like 100 is zeroed with a ruptured Doom. And some support tries to come save him. You kill the support, you get 2 kills, and then now you get the map for a minute. Maybe you get another kill. Like it needs to be like 3 kills back to back somehow across the map.
Which sounds possible considering TA2000 is a pretty aggressive carry. So
Also like Doom,
sometimes
right?
has a
You
downside.
randomly get a rupture and a Doom on some hero.
Yeah.
And Amar tanked that combo earlier in the game. It's still viable at this point in the game. You can kill anything.
Avalanche on 2. This is a nice setup. A toss back on 8. Instantly Omni/slash kill. And Duraccio is forced to use his BKB to TP out off of that purge. And
Dude might go in.
Noob almost look, yeah, he's kind of looking like he wants to search for more, but he will not arrow into space. TA2000 will almost caught him on the Avalanche. That was very fast.
I think Gladiators might be like a look sword at some point. Tried to let the Bloodseeker actually exist in the fight, not the Omni/slash.
Yeah.
They don't have the time. They're knocking on the door.
Sure, but for what? You can't actually force them to move around. In fact, they are bringing you into Amar instead of the other way around.
Mark Irvin just chains at the enemy's face. Just throws it at them as a...
Gotcha.
I don't need to go anywhere. I'll just stand here. I'll waste my mobility spell just to prove a point.
Dude, Amar is so good with the shit talking, whether it's actually typing it out or tipping or chat wheel lining or something.
Find some
Actions in game, yeah.
actions speak louder than words.
That is very Amar.
I haven't seen the mantles recently.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Amar's, he's always ahead of the game.
Yeah, the mantles
So
are old school now.
Yeah, that's old tech.
And, you know, for Zoomers, right? He's a Zoomer.
Yeah.
And so the Zoomers, it's like once it's like 3-4 months old, once it's on social media, it's old.
Right, yeah.
Like once it was on Reddit, people were doing it on Reddit.
Once it showed up in a
being on
TikTok
Twitter,
clip,
on some
Amar's
TikTok,
like,
it's like,
alright.
it's not cool anymore. Gave up on it. Now he just wastes spells. Because that's really cool.
That-
Waste spells.
That is pretty cool.
They're gonna try to spend the ward, but they're not able to. And, you know, Quinn, he needs to... It's so hard for him to take these fights, honestly. I don't see how Quinn really is going to be able to have much impact. It's on whether Bloodseeker actually is going to outplay.
Once again, going for Ace. Man, they are targeting Ace time and time again. Might work out this way, in part because the Sonic Wave, the Omni Slash will finish off Ace anyway. Macho meanwhile slowed down constantly by that Demonic Purge. This matchup looks exactly the way you were talking about it. Toss up from here on Amar, ruining a Timber Chain, but that's okay. Celery. Oh, yeah, that's a little area.
I've not in that little clip before.
Yeah, we learned something new.
Another place for Ortiz to land.
That is true. Wonder what he thought about the new map.
I've seen him land in these like little river cliffs near the side lanes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Gotta explore them all.
had one where I landed on the Radiant side Roshan, right on that outpost area. Roshan bumped me into the corner. That one, that was good.
So now Quest's gonna go high ground. It's Juggernaut. Once he's ahead, just feels so hard to fight. He just presses the healing ward, you don't take damage, you siege really well, you have a free BKB, and how is Gaimin Gladiators gonna contest this?
Couldn't get in range of the healing ward. I mean, the fights are very clearly like drawing out quite a bit. That Axe will help, but as you said, when you're behind, you can't get in there to kill the healing ward. It feels all kind of useless.
Next up.
Yeah, Science, they blow him up very quickly. The Stolen Kisses being the finishing touch there. 19,000 net worth lead, and Quest are ready to go high ground again if they really want to. They don't have to, though. They can just sit back and wait for Roshan if they want to play absolutely perfectly safe. Some of the instant telekinesis stalling out the Doom, and that's going to make things really hard for Ace. Does stay alive thanks to the Glimmer Cape, but Darachu had to use his BKB, and ultimately the initiation did not get what they wanted out of Quest. Back up the hole, almost got the toss, gets it now, toss him back in, alley-oop to his team. Darachu dies just like that, and the Doom gets stolen.
So good. They loaded Sorb and Lincolnson during the Doom animation, so he doesn't get Doom here, fucks the Doom, and he just walks out of there.
Quest Esports bouncing back from a game one and truly flexing on Gaimin Gladiators. It looks like they had a lot of fun doing it too.
Yeah, really nice game. I like how
I'm sorry, did I just see Amar do a little bit of like, I don't hear anybody anymore?
I wouldn't be surprised.